to suppress who I really was.
I like the honesty. You get to know yourself on like a different level, cause like, what do I want to do? What do I want for my life?
In solitude, you can really hear yourself. You can see yourself. You can feel yourself.
They're not living your life.
I knew who I was.
Like, you was accepting anything.
Can't have standards if you don't know yourself.
I would not trade lives with you. I would not ask for advice. When it's between you and God, that's it.
How you gonna take something away from me that you ain't giving me? Hi, I'm Melah.
I'm Supreme.
Thanks for joining us today. If y'all don't mind, hit the like and subscribe button.
Leave us a comment.
Okay.
Talk to us.
Let's go that way. Okay, so my first question is, do you really feel like you alone?
What you mean by that?
Like, do you feel like you're not talking to nobody? Like, you just in your own zone, your comfort zone?
I pick and choose. It depends on the day, honestly.
Okay.
I
I like the honesty.
How about you?
Okay. I feel like I'm really alone.
Okay.
I honestly feel like that. I feel like I felt that loneliness feeling for a long time in my life now, though. I feel like no matter how many people I'm around or how many so-called friends I got, or you know what I'm saying, that you see me with, it's like I still feel alone.
No, I can understand that.
You get what I'm saying? Like, no matter how many people, like, I could be the most popular person in the world and I still feel like, damn, I really don't got nobody that's here for me. Like, the way that I don't know, like, it still feels lonely. Like, it feels like on the inside when I go home and I take that mask off, like, yeah, I'm really lonely. Like,
that's real. Because it be like, you can be out with people, y'all can have y'all fun, but still when you go home and sit by yourself, you still be like, it don't feel like I was just with nobody. Like, it's just, shit, it's me.
And it be me going through the stuff that I be going through by myself. So I really am alone. And I feel like everybody's alone in a way, but you're not really alone. I feel like that's what we tell ourselves, but at the end of the day, we still got God. So even when you feel like you are the how do I say that? The most lonely person in the world, like, you still have God. Like, you just have to tap into it. So even when we feel like we alone, we never alone.
And I feel like that's all that feeling is. It's just kind of like, yeah, because you with these people, but that don't do nothing for you.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta go to God for any type of real peace. So it's like,
flesh.
Yeah.
It's a flesh thing.
So, like, you feel it, but
yeah. Okay, so what can you tell me, like, the benefits for you as far as like being alone, like not talking to nobody, as far as like
you get to know yourself on like a different level? Because like before, I would be in and out of relationships and just kind of like in and out of relationships, and it was like at that point I was adapting their habits, I was doing what they was doing. Like, I didn't have a sense of self, and I didn't know who I was, and I was still so young and growing to where it was like, it was no way for me to know who I was because I was so wrapped up in other people. So it's like, when I was kind of forced to like sit by myself, it was like, okay, who am I? What do I like to do? Like, what genuinely makes me happy? What's where it's like, not just what you want me to do. What do I want to do? What do I want for my life? So I think it gives you that sense of self and just learning yourself.
Okay, I feel like for me, like, everybody for a long time, everybody kind of like just told me who I was, and I didn't like it. I feel like a lot of times I had to suppress who I really was in order to mesh with other people, or like even like deal with certain people. So when I only ever had one real relationship, like, I'm gonna say that. So when I was in a relationship, I really suppressed who I really was to please my partner. And it's not even just like with that relationship, it was with every relationship that I was in, like as far as like friends, family and shit like that. Like, I felt like I had to just kind of suppress who I really was to please other people. I feel like I never really knew myself because I was just trying to please other people. I was just focused on other people. So when I just had that journey to where it was just me and God, like the solitude. In solitude, you can really hear yourself, you can see yourself, you can feel yourself. In silence, where you could just like, dang, like, all that noise is gone. Like everything about you, like you hearing everything, you hearing every emotion, you feeling every emotion, everything about you that you even didn't even know. You start learning about yourself. I feel like you learn yourself a lot more, and you just begin to know yourself. So when I walk with God in that little solitude journey or whatever, and it was just me and him. I'm not talking to nobody. I just cut the whole world off. It was just me and him. Like I really had to walk and go through that journey for me to like really learn myself. And when I did that and I reconnected with other people, I knew who I was. I was firm on my boundaries. I can go in an environment where people doing this, that, and the third, and I won't fall victim to my environment because I know who I am. I'm not really. You know how sometimes a lot of people have identity crisis because they be around a whole bunch of people, or they constantly going to environments that's really not in alignment of them, or like what they want for themselves, or where they're going in life. And it's just like people can say they're a product of their environment all day, but when you take accountability, you're a product of your decisions. You're not a product of your environment. You're a product of your decisions. So I had to really just take control. It's just like you're going to either be a victim of your story or you're going to be a creator. So when I walked by myself and then then I reconnected. Not only that, but God connected me with people who was in alignment. When I just distanced myself from people that wasn't serving me or whatever, God started putting dang, you like to do this, I like to do this too. He started putting people that were actually genuine, they in alignment of where I'm going. And it was just he started giving me what it was that I never thought I would ever receive. So it's just dang, I was complaining about all these people or whatever. Now I'm getting people that are really, really good to me. It just seemed too good to be true. Dang, I'm a really good person, but I've always ever been the really good person. I've always dealt with people they're not good people. Mm-hmm. So when you're constantly the bigger person, the good person, the nice girl, whatever, nice girl gets tired of being a nice girl. But over time, I just I don't gotta stop being who I am, because I know who I am and I know this is me. I just have to limit who have access to me, and everybody don't deserve access to me. And on my journey, when it's with me and God, as long as I know I got him, I'm never alone. So what we talking about? I got him. So I just, when I realized that and I learned myself, I don't need nobody. People, they gonna come and they gonna go. Some people is some people got an expiration date. Some people are there to serve a purpose, and once they serve their purpose, I gotta know when to just yeah.
And then that's another thing that comes with knowing yourself, is even knowing the type of people to let in or what you want to allow. Because just like how you said, okay, I'll go into rooms and I'm firm on my boundaries. If you don't know yourself, you're just okay, maybe I can try this. Maybe I can go ahead and do a little, But it'd be no. So you discover a lot, because even looking back, going to the past, it's that was never for you. Ever in life, that wasn't for you.
Right.
But you didn't know that, because you didn't know yourself. You didn't know what you wanted in the future. You didn't know what you wanted for your life. You didn't know your vision. So it was just kind of you was accepting anything. You was just okay, this feels good, so let me go for it. And it was no, it really messed
and
you
not
up.
having no standards. I feel you can't have standards if you don't know yourself. How you gonna create standards if you really? And that's why a lot of times people be oh, you don't have no standards, you don't have no morals, because people don't know themselves. People don't know what they want. They don't know what they like. They don't know what's for them. They don't know their purpose. So they're just doing whatever to get by. But they're also not taking the time to learn themselves. If you ain't walked and you ain't took that time alone, I just feel you honestly don't know yourself. You know the person that you're with. You know the person that you've been with all your life. Because I used to be like that, and that's how I know, dang, I really don't like this, but I like this, but I really don't move like this, but I was moving like this back then just because of this and third. I've done things in my life to where, dang, if I was really in my right sense of mind, and I really just made decisions by myself, I would never have done that. And that's also, I feel we got to stop going to people for advice.
Yes, that was the biggest lesson I had to learn, I swear to God. Ever since I had this one thing I did, and I was if I didn't have people in my head, oh, thank you. I'm if I didn't have people in my head, I probably wouldn't have done it. And ever since then, I was just if I would not trade lives with you, I would not ask for advice. Everybody I asked, I would not trade lives with them. And it's not nothing being cocky or nothing, but it's just like when you know what you want for yourself and other people don't even make good decisions for themselves, how can you expect them to make good decisions for you? And they not living your life. So it's like you asking for their advice from a whole different perspective. They see life from a different lens. So it don't even make sense. Girl, that lesson told me up.
Yes, and then another thing, like, what I feel like when I ask for advice, I started telling myself this. I swear to God, I started telling myself this like a couple months ago. Anytime I feel the need to ask, because we're human, so sometimes we feel like we need a third party, like, yo, I don't know what to do. But it's nothing wrong with asking for advice. It's just, who are you asking? Like you said, if I wouldn't do this and third, or if you feel like my best friend, she comes to me when she know not to come to me unless she ready to get held accountable. You know what I'm saying? She know not to come to me unless she want to hear the truth. She know not to come to me because she knows, like, the level of intelligence that I have. So when you know a person, like, yeah, like, I feel like this, and you have that judgment on that person, I feel like, okay, cool, there's nothing wrong with that. But like you said, if you wouldn't trade lives with this person, then why would I ask you for advice? And not only that, it's like, I start telling myself, like, if I come to you and I ask you for advice or whatever, I'm not a leader. Tell me what to do. And I don't like that.
I ain't never thought of it like that.
I'm not a leader. Tell me what to do. Hold on. When I started telling myself that, I started to look at it differently because I am a leader. I know for a fact I am a leader. I was born into this world to lead. So when I started telling myself, like, the instinct, I feel the need validation, external validation for something or guidance, I'm not a leader. Tell me what to do. And I know that's not me. So when I start telling my mind, like, yeah, like, whenever I feel that, I'm not a leader. Tell me what to do. Automatically out the window. Because I got this. I drive the boat. I'm in control. This is my life. This is my story. So the moment I just kind of just start, like, feeling that, believing it, and knowing it, like, yeah, even if I fuck up, even if I make mistakes, it's part of the lesson. I did it. I chose to do that. I can't blame nobody. I can't hold nobody else accountable, because at the end of the day, people give you advice on stuff that they don't have to deal with. Just like when they tell you to leave that nigga alone.
Just like how they be posting on Instagram and they be like, yeah, I might tell you to leave him, but I'm gonna run to him tomorrow.
Exactly. No. Or just like, it's easier said than done or whatever, this and third. Like, that's why I tell people, even when they come to me, I have, like, my mom, like, whenever I go to her for certain things, she'll even tell me, like, depending on what it is, go with your heart. I can't tell you what to do. Go with your gut. Do what you believe or whatever. So when she started, like, speaking that into me, like, yeah, I know who I am. I got this, because even if I fuck up, I'm learning. I'm learning from my mistakes, and that's okay. And that's a part of being a leader. That's a part of growing. That's a part of molding me to who I'm becoming and who I want to be. So if I can't lead, if I can't be decisive about what it is that I want for myself, then what we talking about, you know? Like, that's what I tell myself. Like, I always have conversations with myself, and it just be like, dang, like, who am I? What I want for myself. Thank you, friend. Yeah, like, what it is that I want for myself. And I just feel like when you just spend that time in solitude, like, you become stronger than ever.
Yes, because can't nobody tear you down. When it's between you and God, that's it.
Ain't nobody, like,
that's literally it.
My energy, like, everything, like, that's feeling me, it comes from within. And when it's coming from within, it's hard for anything external to come break you down, because you ain't giving me my happiness. You ain't giving me that. How you gonna take something away from me that you ain't giving me?
And I feel like that's kind of the problem with the world, is a lot of people's happiness either come from people, things, like, especially with social media.
Yes.
It's just like everything is so quick, everything is so, like, superficial.
Microwavable. Yeah. Everybody want instant gratification. Don't nobody want to work for it.
And then I feel like a lot of people don't understand, especially when you go into that solitude. It's like when you're in the gym, you get weaker before you get stronger. So people get to that weak point and they be like, oh, I need to run to this. This is how we get these drug addictions. This is how you end up in situations you're not supposed to be in for 5+ years, and you done wasted your life.
I agree.
Because you went into something you didn't need to. But it was just because you, to a certain extent, I don't want to say you don't love yourself, but you didn't love yourself enough to get to know you and understand you outside of what everything.
And you know why? Because as we are raised, we're never alone.
Mm-hmm.
So from being babies to growing up to being teenagers to being adults, we've always had people around us
holding our hand, telling us what to do, telling us what not to do,
and seeking validation. We were taught to please our parents. We were taught to make our parents happy. If my mama came home and said she disappointed me, ooh, that was like a knife cutting me. It hurted so bad, like, cause what you mean? You know what I'm saying? So it's like we were taught to seek validation. But you have to retrain your mindset from everything that you thought you knew and retrain that. Like, you have to really sit down and like, yeah, like, I did this to grow up or whatever, and I was taught this, but this isn't the way. So when we go out here and we seek other people's approval, we seek social media, like I was saying, like, I get 5 likes on a video. I don't care. I posted it for me, not for you. So it's just knowing that, okay, like, if it do good, I know it's a good video. If it do bad, okay, you know what I'm saying? Like, but I don't get overly excited about stuff like that because my happiness don't come from external things. Like, I would buy myself the nicest things in the world or whatever, but, like, it's like I still have the mindset, like, I could not have this tomorrow.
And still be happy.
Exactly. Like, when I'm laying on my deathbed, I'm not thinking about nothing materialistic. I'm thinking about, did I make an impact? Like, what did I do for my loved ones? Did I make a difference? What did I do to give back? Did I please God? I'm not thinking about men. I'm not thinking about nothing materialistic. I'm not thinking about none of that. I'm thinking about who I am from the soul, like, from within. Like, did I do my part? Did I do my assignment?
We never know when we done.
Yes.
So if you living for this and that, when you finally get to that point, you're like, damn, I thought I had somewhere to go. I thought I could fix it. No.
Mm-hmm. And that's why when people have, like, mountains that they trying to get over, and they got goals, and once they achieve this goal, they think they're gonna be happy. It don't work like that.
Like,
exactly.
It's just something else to go towards.
You can't wait for nothing external to make you happy. You have to be happy right now.
And I also feel like that's kind of why our mental health is so terrible these days. Mm-hmm. It's just because everybody wants to feed into the crowd, into the hype, or just like what seems cool, but nobody really wants to please themselves. Nobody, when they are alone, when they do sit down, they don't sit there and be like, how can I be happy alone? They be like, I don't like this feeling. Let me go grab something. Let me go smoke a wood. Let me go pop a pill. Let me go
get a little change. Let me go outside. Anything to suppress your emotions because you don't want to face them. And I used to be like that real bad. And I used to drink. I used to smoke. I used to be with my friends. My friends was the main mechanism I would use to kind of just suppress my emotions. Because when I'm with my friends, I'm the type of person, I don't like to show no. What I was saying was I used to use my friends as a mechanism or whatever, and to suppress my emotions or whatever. And it was just like nobody knew I was hurting. So I was around all these people, and I could have been the saddest person in the world. Like, I used to be so depressed, but I would use my friends to just kind of not face my emotions. So after we was turning up, after we was partying, we was drinking, we going out doing whatever we was doing, when I would go home, I still had to take off that mask and look at myself in the mirror. And I still had to feel that pressure, that pain. I used to just cry myself to sleep almost every night because I felt so alone, and I felt like, dang, like nobody really know I'm hurting. And it was just like I had to feel the emotions. And I was just scared to just sit with myself and just feel it because I was just scared. Like, I didn't want to do something to myself that I would regret. You know what I'm saying? Because I felt like at the time, like, I wasn't mentally as strong as I am now. And so, like, back then, I just used to use my friends as a mechanism. But, like, that's not healthy because if you don't sit with those emotions or whatever, it's gonna eat you up alive, and eventually it ain't gonna be
other things.
Exactly.
It's either your body, your mind. It's gonna take a toll in some way.
Yes.
Like, it's going to show. It might not show for the next 5 to 10 years, but guess what? That 20 years hit. Now you're losing your mind. Now your body shutting down.
Right.
Now you got random disease, trauma, and things you go through.
And stress.
it eats at you in ways you wouldn't imagine. You wondering why you having all these problems. You wondering why.
You an emotional roller coaster.
Yeah.
You an emotional wreck. You wondering why you got all these, where is it coming from? Like, why? Why am I sad? When somebody asks you, like, why you depressed? People used to ask me, why you depressed? I can't tell you. I don't know. I don't know. But I'm hurting. I've been hurting for so long. So eventually it just build up. And the worst part about it, it come out when you would least expect it. You will crash out. All that built up that you just built up. And then when it's time to tick, 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 boom. Like, I just remember, like, driving. And, like, I was ready to crash out. Like, I was just driving. I was speeding. I was just going. I'm like, bro, I could just end this shit right now. Fuck it. Like, I don't got nothing to live. I don't got nothing to lose. And just even having that mindset, it's just really, really deadly. Because you would think, like, dang, people really don't care about you. People really don't fuck with you. But I got people that really care about me. So why I'm just sitting up here and if you don't control your emotions, if you don't allow your emotions to breathe, if you don't listen to your emotions, if you don't listen to yourself, that's what happens. All that built up, and then you could just be ready to just crash out.
And it's okay to ask for help. Yes. I think that's the biggest thing is in our community, because we have been raised to be strong. Mm-hmm. You raised in a single parent household, you're taught to be a strong, independent woman. Okay. You're taught you don't need nobody. Yep. You're good. You can handle it. Yep. You sit here, just like when people was growing up. I didn't necessarily get this, but the younger generation, don't tell nobody what's going on outside our household. Mm-hmm. Keep it quiet. Don't tell nobody my business. Okay. That ain't nobody's business. If I hit you, that's too bad. Yeah. Suck it up. Keep it pushing. Okay. We are literally raised to be strong. You're right, because I always said, like, I'm an alpha female. Mm-hmm. I'm an omega. But I come from that. That's what I was taught. That's what's instilled inside of me. So, like, yeah. But not only that, I be scared to ask for help because of my pride and my ego. So it's like, if I ask you for help and you tell me no, damn, like, that really hurt my feelings. So I'd rather just not ask for something that I feel like it might even be a no. Because even when I do work, when people try to help me, how? Or what's wrong? What you gonna do if I'm not okay? If I tell you, oh damn, that's crazy. Mm-hmm. That's everybody go-to line. Damn, that's crazy. Most of the time, people be thinking in their mind, better you than me. Shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, better them than me. Like, I'm just better than me. People just be really being nosy and shit like that. Oh, that's crazy. For me, it just kind of like, it depends. Like, I just be feeling like sometimes everybody needs a shoulder to cry on. Like, everybody, even though everybody needs somebody, and even if that somebody is God, because a lot of times that somebody is God. Yeah, but everybody needs somebody. We need some type of healthy release that creates a better mental for you, because you can't do nothing if you ain't got your mind. So it's just kind of like, you gotta figure it out. And most times it just be sitting with yourself, journaling. Maybe you gotta listen to some music. Maybe you gotta talk to God.
Podcast. You gotta write. Yeah, like, you gotta write. You gotta just do the therapeutic stuff that'll feed you that energy. You could tell them some stuff, like, for the people who are not used to being alone. How would you start? Like, what steps would you give them to, like, get them on that track?
Get active. Especially in the morning, I feel like getting active, it kind of resets your brain, and it also, like, improves your mood. It will make your mood way better. So I would say start with that, solo dating, reading books, and connecting with God. Mm-hmm. Because I feel like a lot of people, we talk about like a glow up, but a real glow up starts within. Like, you have to sit here and understand yourself, especially like you were saying earlier with the podcast. Mm-hmm. With them podcasts, they be talking. They gonna read you. Like, they gonna tell you. They might even tell you something before you hit that hurdle. Right. So it's like, when it come up, okay, I know what this is. Mm-hmm. I know how to go about this. Mm-hmm. But really, just look at yourself within. If an emotion come up, why am I feeling this way? What's wrong with me?
Analyze it.
Yes.
Evaluate it. Like, write it down. Mm-hmm. Like, you really gotta just, I'm with you on that. Like, really analyze yourself. Look in the mirror. Do the shadow work. Put in the work. And just don't be scared to be alone. It might be hurtful. Like, it might be intense. It might be, like, really pressuring. But once you come up out of there, you feel better than ever. And I feel like that be the motivation, your progress, seeing your progress. When you go to the gym the first few days, you don't see no progress. Man, fuck this shit. I'm tired. I don't want to do it no more. But when you start to see your progress, the fruits of your labor, I gotta keep going. Like,
let me go
that adrenaline. Hold on, man. Hold on.
We can't go backwards.
Hold on, baby. We got somewhere to go. We got something to do. So I just feel like anytime I see that progress over time, because at first I don't see the progress. But when I keep going, I feel like when you're doing it, when you don't feel like it, that's when it counts the most. Because your discipline is stronger. Like, you can have motivation all day, but without discipline, because motivation come and go and fluctuate. You're going to have good days, you're going to have bad days, but the plan got to stay the same.
You got to decide to show up for yourself every single day.
Yes.
It's not a part-time job.
Yes.
Like at all.
And it's not really a decision on what you're supposed to do. You know what you're supposed to do. It's not no yes, no, maybe. You know what you're supposed to do, and you're just supposed to do it, execute. And I feel like what helped me was not thinking about it.
For real. Like, let me just do this real quick.
Let me just do it. Like, I'm not even going to think about it. I'm just doing it. Like, I do everything else that I don't think about. Let me just not think about working out. I'm going to just do it. Let me just not just take too long or do this and that to get on my content. Oh, I don't have a camera that I want. And I've been supposed to do YouTube 3 years ago. Now look at me on the iPhone, just making it do what I do. Because I'm not thinking about it. I'm not thinking, oh, I don't got the space. I don't got the camera. I don't got the money. I'm not thinking about it. I'm just doing it. And when you just do it, dang, look at the progress. Because there is no perfect timing.
At all.
No perfect timing. You just got to do it.
What Nike say? Just do it.
Just do it like Nike. So yeah, I just feel like when you just do it. Don't think about it. Just start showing up for yourself and just realize how much better you're gonna be when you start pouring into yourself. Cause I'm used to being a people pleaser. When I just started executing for stuff for myself. Okay, tell her I'm coming. When I just started doing stuff for myself or whatever, like all that stuff went out the window.
And that's a whole different quality of life.
Yes.
Like, it's so much different. You wake up, one thing I think that you get that a lot of people don't have is peace. And people don't really understand how important peace is until they have it.
Right.
Like, I have been in a house, no lights, but I got love. I got peace. I'm happy. Right. You probably would get in my circumstance and be mad. You probably would be sad. You would be depressed. But I'm happy because I got what I need. I got daylight. God made daylight for a reason. Right. Like, you just really have to be content and happy within, because once that comes, everything else is a blessing. Yeah. Peace over company. Choose peace over company. Because that company, that's what I got. I thought I was going somewhere with that.
Right? Okay, girl. Well, thank you for coming.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
Until next time, y'all, thank you for tuning in.
Like, comment, subscribe.
To you, that money, my dreams come true, my life.